Legacy Arena. Every single Birmingham Squadron player came by and said, what's going on? Hey, Coach, how are you? All right, so the Skyforce on offense. And inside the paint, a little floater that goes in for two.
And you notice who they went to right off the bat? Javonte Smart with a little mid-range floater. Just tickled the twine.
Got the feed from Chalmers, the former Kansas guard. Petty had a touch. Petty familiar with this arena, coach, playing at Alabama. Nice lob, see ya.
That's what they call sharing the basketball. I thought for a second there that Zy Cheatham was going to take the ball to the rack, but a nice pass to Joe Young, little high ball screen, and the dunk.
Three, won't go. Tied at 2, opening quarter. Here in the G League, you have 4 12-minute quarters, and they go quickly. Squadron trying to work inside. Cheatham for 3, won't go, no foul. Second chance point, and good.
Probably one of the most improved players in the G League this year. Big Zach Hankins has just continued to develop his inside game.
This is Smart, no look pass, and it rolls in. Good friendly bounce for Micah Potter. That's Petty. Tied early. Here's Petty from deep. Skyforce with the board.
Squadron always at their very, very best when they have ball movement and people movement. Sharing the basketball, dribble penetration, draw the defense to make a play for your teammate. That's their mentality.
Coach, you were teaching me before the game here in the G League, you're very happy and pleased to see that there's a lot of ball sharing, and these guys on the court today are not so much interested in their personal stats as trying to win. And you know, the thing about it, when you win, it doesn't matter what sport it is. If you win, someone's going to see you.
And that guy can win. That's one thing he's noted for. He did it at Auburn. He's done it in Birmingham. He did it with the USA international team, and that's one thing that the Birmingham Squadron, as you saw right there, is going to have to contain. They cannot allow the Skyforce to dominate points in the paint. If they dominate points in the paint, it's going to be a long night for the Birmingham Squadron.
Harper's nice pass leads to an and one, finished by Zach Hankins. Hankins, a 7-footer, played at Xavier in Cincinnati.
And you watch right here. Here's what we call sharing the ball, but you got to have somebody to throw it into that can do that right there with a little turnaround jump hook, falling away from the basket. Nice job by Zach Hankins again.
Coach, they've always said in this game you can't teach size. You get that ball inside the paint. Nice free throw.
If you saw
a 7-footer,
you're right. You cannot teach size, but if you saw him from point A to point Z where he is right now, you would be absolutely dumbfounded.
Well, and I would give credit to the head coach Ryan Pannone, along with the young man himself, Hankins, for working hard.
And his assistant coach, Mary Andrade, she is the one that has that responsibility with Zach Hankins.
Steal and then a layup. Sam Thompson tied up at 10.
Well, that is the other thing that the Skyforce do. They're one of the top 3 teams in the league at creating turnovers and creating offense out of those turnovers.
It's what you do with those mistakes. And again, it doesn't matter what sport it is. I mean, you can cause 3 or 4 turnovers in football, 3 or 4 errors in baseball, Coach, but you've got to make sure that you're committing and taking advantage of it. There's Ryan Pannone, head coach. Was with the Erie Bayhawks, which has
done an amazing job with this basketball team. Because they've had so much turnover. You and I were talking about before the game. It's sometimes there's a couple of things he tells the guys. It does you no good to complain about a situation. You just have to figure out how to solve
What was
them.
his statement? What did you tell me, Coach? Figure it out? Is that
yeah, no, just figure it out. That's exactly right.
You know, we need a T-shirt or a bumper sticker.
That would be a good one.
That would, yeah, we don't need to take all the royalties. Nice finish at the rim by Michael Mulder. That's one thing about the G League here. You notice that finishing at the rim is not a problem. Your college athletes sometimes is still feeling themselves out.
That right there, the ball goes inside. Joe Young makes a basket cut. Why? Because his player turned his head, had no idea where he was, got the easy basket at the rim.
Bank was open for Micah Potter.
Get bench production while the Birmingham Squadron, if they shoot 50% or better, I'll guarantee you they're going to have a wonderful chance to win this game based on the dynamics that we see in the stats that we receive.
Now, Coach, we also, part of your keys, you were telling me this, I found this interesting. You picked the number 109. Why don't you tell our audience about 109?
Well, 109, when you just look at what both teams, what they normally will score and what they score when they win games. This game, Birmingham Squadron and the Skyforce, 109. Whoever gets there first will probably have the best opportunity to win the game.
Yeah, and that's scary because 109 should win you games, but 109 is probably somewhere deep into the third quarter with another 12 minutes to go.
I have seen it, I'll be honest with you, but I don't think that'll be the case with these two teams, although they're off to a torrid start.
Good shooting, both teams working the ball inside. Nice move and a left-handed finish by Justin Wright Foreman. Plays college ball at Hofstra.
Another one of those late additions for Coach Ryan Pannone that has really started to make an impact coming off the bench. And let me tell you something, if you don't have bench play in this league as fast-paced as this game is, you're going to have a tough time winning consistently. You got to get bench production.
Skyforce will inbound. Game tied at 14. Mulder for three.
Oh, he can fill it up. Absolutely can fill it up. He is out of Kentucky, the University of Kentucky. He averages shooting 9 3-point field goal attempts a game. That is his reason he's on the floor, and he is going to shoot the three ball.
Harper a little short. Skyforce by 3 here in the opening quarter.
There he
Mulder
goes again,
Coach.
That's what I said. And this is not looking. It's early in the game, very, very early in the game. But right now, the Skyforce are in what I call a great offensive rhythm.
It's Harper. He'll connect.
But when you need a basket and you need somebody to shoot it with rhythm, guess what you do? You call on Jared Harper, and he knocks one down for the Squadron.
Was fired away, and a turnover. Squadron down by 3. They'll be in possession.
Tell you what's posing a problem right now for the Birmingham Squadron, number 32, Potter. Yeah, he's such a tough guard. There's the
Skyforce coach,
yes,
Kasib Powell in his first season.
But talking about Potter, he stretches the defense. Zach Hankins cannot stand in the lane and guard the rim because Potter's such a great three-point shooter.
Good ball movement. Squadron look for 3.
What we were just talking about with Justin Wright Foreman. They, you know, if you look on the floor right now, there's only 2 players for the Birmingham Squadron that started with the Squadron this season, and that would be Jared Harper and Zy Cheatham. Everybody else have been additions, and you know what? That's a tribute to the head coach right there.
The trio of officials are tonight Blanca Burns. You're looking at Blanca, Tyler Merkovich, and Grant Diedrich. Another 3 ball.
Feeling it.
Squish.
Feeling it. Justin Wright Foreman The 109 may not be enough. This thing is unbelievable.
Coach, I got to say this because I'm from New York. For those geographically challenged, Hofstra that's on the island, Long Island.
Yeah, I wanted to know.
Yeah. Us Westchester guys, we don't go to the island much, but if we did, we wind up at Hofstra University. I believe that they are the Dutchmen or the Flying Dutchmen, something like that. Foul was called on Harper. Now, Coach, the G League, for those who are familiar with baseball, it's just like AAA in the sense that you're going to make an average of maybe 2 moves a day. Who you see today, you might not see tomorrow.
And that's the way it's been the whole year for what they call two-way players that get called up, or especially during the COVID. You talked about COVID and your experiences with COVID in the last 2 years and the way you have to just be so flexible.
It's a game changer. And every coach, you think you're the only one that has to deal with COVID, but every coach does. That's Martine Crumple comes off the bench with a dunk. Harper, a little hesitation.
But as you watch this, by the way, happy to be able to work with you. This is our first time together tonight, and what a joy it is for me. But this is an interesting game so far because you would say these guys are not playing any defense. You got to understand one thing. They're so good on offense. They're so good athletically. Every one of these guys on the court right now are one little lucky break at playing at the next level.
Or
every one of them.
Or, Coach, as it has happened in the NBA, you're a COVID away.
That's the truth.
I mean, think about that.
That's exactly right.
You know, you're just a guy that just came up with a sore throat, a cough. As long ball dialed up by Javante Smart, our highlighted player.
Now remember, I said about Javante prior to the game, if he's making threes, you are in trouble because he's so good with his mid-range game. He's so good at getting to the rim. If he's making threes, he's very, very difficult to defend.
That's Zylan Cheatham, unable to connect. Everybody wants to run. There is no slowing down. Track meet. A little hesitation, whistle, and they'll give them the control.
With the Western Conference, as far as who is going to be in the playoffs. But here is got to be your focus. Win tonight. You can't worry about tomorrow. You can't worry about next week. You got to play tonight. And if you take care of your business, you'll be okay.
It's simple, but it's true. And once you eliminate the tomorrows and the could-be's and the would-be's and you just focus on that one game, you're going to watch your game and the team's game elevate. That's Kyle Guy who got fouled. 6'1", $165 out of Virginia.
Kurt, listen to these numbers. 11 of 16 field goals for Sioux Falls. That's 69%. 3 of 6 from the three-point line. That's 50%. The Squadron shooting 60% and 40%. It's just it's an offensive performance by both teams so far tonight.
That cylinder looks awfully big. That's the way the clubs want it. Here's a 3-ball. I think eventually, Coach, here's a 3. Eventually, the club that consistently tries to get inside, both teams have 6'10s and 7-footers. Take advantage when one of the other post players is out. This is Hummus. And then the wing 3, that's good, home run ball.
Okay, you make the extra pass, but then you make one more extra pass, and that's even a better shot at the basket, a better look.
Yeah, that's one thing unselfish teams, they go from good pass to better pass. Fouls on the chance of the Squadron.
And one thing that's also kind of amazing, look where the three-point line is. That's not the
Yeah.
and they're shooting 2 and 3 steps behind it. That's why they stretch you out so far, and they make them. You got to guard them so far away from the basket.
Oh, what a good look by Smart. Javante Smart, LSU Tiger, playing in the SEC country here in Birmingham.
Boy, I saw him take teams apart for 2 years. I believe he was 1 and done, or 2 and done.
Justin Wright Foreman having a heck of a first quarter as he finishes with the reverse. These two teams have been awfully close here in this first quarter. That one, I think, was shot from outside in the storm. There's Javante Smart.
4 steps behind the three-point line and effortlessly with control, knocks a 3-ball down.
Squadron answers. Wright Foreman has the touch. We have ourselves a little mini three-point shooting contest, which would favor Birmingham, Coach, if it continues. They're one of the top three-point shooting teams in the G League.
No question. Number 3 in the league. No, number 2 in the league in three-point field goal percentage.
Winding down the opening quarter. It's got to go up real soon. It did, and it didn't go. And that with the second highest percentage from behind the arc.
Amazing efficiency in this game tonight. I mean, it's one of them shooting right now at 42% and 46%. Beautiful basketball.
I'll tell you what, Coach.
So that's the one thing right there that
right
could
there.
make the difference in this basketball game over the long haul, playing at the rim through the big guy. Not off a dribble penetration, but through the big guy.
Squadron must have had 4 passes before they went inside. Squadron with numbers. That'll be a blocking foul, so get a chance for the N1.
Rashad James, who was the most consistent three-point shooter on the team earlier in the year, been struggling in the last couple of games now, taking it all the way to the rim, this time in transition with drawing the contact and getting to the free throw line for an N1 opportunity.
Coach, I know you're dying for some more New York geography. Okay,
I am. I love it.
Okay, all right. Well, how about Iona? Do you know where Iona is?
I do not.
You should know who's coaching there.
I do know.
You do know
I
who's
do
coaching.
know who's coaching there.
I'm going to give you a little geo on that, too. That's in Westchester County, where I grew up. It's in the lower part, a little town called New Rochelle, New York, where the Iona Gales and Rick Pitino
And Rick
made it to the tournament,
Pitino
didn't they?
said, I'm not going anywhere. All these jobs are open. He said, look, leave me alone. I'm happy. It must be a wonderful, wonderful place to live and to have his wife and grandchildren with him.
Yeah, it's a suburb of New York. Squadron.
Once again, you remember me talking about back cuts. A back cut is where you cut behind your defender because he does not see you. He only sees the ball. You make a basket cut, and you're wide open, and that's exactly what happened. Riley LaChance is one of the best at them, making those cuts.
And Mulder with a dunk and an answer. 3-ball. Switch. Mighty Joe Young, averaging just under 20 points per game. Second chance for the Skyforce goes in. Offensive boards, Coach.
Brandon Knight off the bench from Kentucky. You know he's an athlete. He can play deep or he can play around the basket.
Shot clock at 2.
Nice recognition right there by Hank on the shot clock and getting a shot on the glass. You never know what might happen if you just get it up there. Wow.
Deep the other way, 3 ball.
I did not have him down listed as green. Green means when that ball hits his hands, you better go, okay? You look at my cheat sheet over here. I've got all of them that can really shoot the 3. But Knight comes in tonight, and he's wearing it out, as is Riley LaChance. The last game was one of the craziest basketball games I've ever seen. The Squadron had only 7 players. Riley LaChance was one of them. As a matter of fact, he had to play point guard the entire game. But the one thing that he is most noted for is what you just saw, 2 plays. He cuts to the basket hard, and then he can shoot the 3, so you've got to honor him on both sides of the 3-point line.
Well, Coach, he's got a chance for that rare 4-point play. And the Vanderbilt Commodore.
Maybe a 5 or a 6.
Yeah, you're right. Keep possession. That's Young. And one more tap.
A new player.
It's UAB's guy.
A brand
Jordan
new
Swing.
player, Jordan Swing, his first game. He only joined the team last week from Vestavia Hills High School in Vestavia, Alabama, a suburb of Birmingham.
Yeah, and then UAB is where he went to college, which is, I can't say literally across the street. All right, look at the swing crew, Coach. As, I hope he didn't outwork that pass list. I mean, you've got some other guys locally here. That's his first home game. It's only his second game. Scored 6 in his first with the Squadron.
Ironically, he hit his first 2 shots. One of them was a 3 ball.
Might be time to hang up the jersey here. 2 for 2. Found a foul.
But it was an amazing game, that last game. I just had to tell you about that one because they were only had 7 players. They were exhausted. Lost it right at the buzzer.
With the pace of the G League.
Yeah.
Man, you need about 16, 18 guys. That college is now using 17, 18 guys on the bench. When you coached at Bama, how deep did you go? Probably more concerned with your in-conference, but did you go 6, 7? I mean, you had to go 7, 8.
Most teams were at least 9.
Did you go 9?
At least 9, yes.
Yeah, okay.
But now, we played extremely fast.
And you also carried, if you played 9, you probably didn't carry more than 12 is my guess.
That's right, because you always had to have some wiggle room.
Okay.
And Jordan's, look at here. Jordan's city of Birmingham and away only Andy Kennedy. I mean, I'm not going to say he's the only guy, but he is going to create a winning environment in Birmingham.
Well, they do it with defense, Coach. I watched a lot of college basketball, and his lockdown defense and his team defense is about as good as it gets in the nation. And that's what they use as their weapon. You got to buy in. You don't play D, you don't play.
And that's not a bad way to go.
No. Swing. A pretty good name for an athlete, by the way. Swings it to Petty.
Good job.
Reverse is good. It's not Petty, but it is Petty, yeah. I was right the first time. Trust my instincts.
If there's one area that he needs to get better at, that's scoring around the basket. Right. And that move right there was a good sign for the Birmingham Squadron.
Yeah, there's no doubt Petty already has a built-in outside game, a perimeter game. But with his size, NBA people are wondering, can he get inside? Can he guard people? And that last move showed yes and yes. And one thing is he's a quality kid, too. He came over prior to the game. He saw Coach, gave him a dap and said, hey, what's up, Coach? How are you?
Well, I called his first college game at the University of Alabama, and he made 10 in his first game against the University of Louisiana. It was he brought the house down.
Effortlessly, too. And he tore up the Sanford Bulldogs in that game, Sanford and Alabama, 2 years ago. Under these lights, it was a different arena because they made improvements, but Petty was about a 30-plus point night. Everything was from outside. Skyforce fighting for the board, but it's the Squadron who wind up with it. And here is Petty. And then swing the southpaw. Yes.
Would you say there's like a home flavor here tonight in Birmingham?
Yeah, he's one of the
Jordan Swing.
One of a few that gets to sleep in his home. Family, friends, dinner, everything. Oh, nice rejection at the rim. Here comes Swing, and Swing slams it down.
12.
Oh, I was thinking you're going the other way. I'm 58 and I'm up. No, I wouldn't want to be in that position, but the only thing I would say if I'm Sioux Falls and Cassie Powell is like they can't keep this up. Mulder for 2.
And the reality is you're probably right. I've told you put your seatbelt on because I've watched this swing this way, swing this way, swing this way. Don't be shocked if it's not a nail biter in the last 3 minutes of the game.
Well, it's down to 10 right now. Under 5 minutes remaining in the half, and Birmingham already with 60 points. That's going to count.
And Chalmers puts his hand on top of his head and said, "You can't." You know, he's like, "Are you kidding me? Are you freaking kidding me? Look, there's the dribble drive, and you throw it up, trying to draw the foul. No real intention to score the basketball, and you knock it down and get to the free throw line."
Good shooters, I've seen practice that, Coach. I've seen them practice their off balance and their.
Well, he's one of them.
You know,
I promise
acrobatic.
You get here 2
approach.
hours before the game, and you'll see
right,
it.
Right. Remember a guy at Wofford, Fletcher McGee? Does that name sound familiar? For only just a couple of years ago, and in fact, he took Wofford to the NCAAs, and he's overseas right now in Spain. Anyways, you would come out, and I would see him hours before a game, and he took some of the most awkward-looking off-balance shots, and then you ask him, and he says, "Well, I'm not going to get a square-up shot during the game," and so this was out of habit.
If you are a good player,
you do that.
You're going to have to make tough shots because out of respect of your abilities, and obviously you can see what these guys can do, you got to get in their grill, and they have to hit off-balance shots, and Jared Harper, one of the best.
Right, Foreman. Petty. Little push off, and they got him.
Yeah.
You see that elbow went up.
You see that forearm extend, and John Petty thinks, no, you missed that one, but that was a good call.
Yeah. Well, I say this with open arms. If I could see it and I can make that call, the 3 guys who are officiating, they could see it. And it helps that we're right here at courtside at the newly renovated Legacy, and it looks beautiful, Coach. My first time inside the new arena. It looks beautiful. Really well done, inside and outside, obviously.
Oh, it's been an amazing season.
Thompson.
The slip. Potter with the slip right there. He fakes the screen, slips to the basket, gets to the basket, misses it, and then number 25, Sam Thompson, comes in to clean it up.
Again, good ball movement.
Very good.
Which leads to a foul. The Sioux Falls Skyforce moving the ball around.
You're exactly right, because on the quick ball movement, it means a hard closeout. Closeout means you got to sprint to, and that's the easiest time to break somebody down with a bounce.
Thompson. That counts as 2.
The whole philosophy of G League basketball, NBA basketball, and now becoming in college basketball is, can you force the defense to rotate with your offensive movements? If you can get the defense to have to rotate, then you can make that extra and then one more pass and get wide open looks.
Did you primarily play man-to-man at Bama?
99%.
That's what that's what I thought. But that, and again, we're not trying to put age on either one of us, but zone was, that was for the other guys. It was a new wave of thinking. 99%. What was, when you did go that 1%, what did you do, a 2-3?
I didn't know what I was doing. I knew nothing about his own defense.
Well, the girls.
I did learn, though, because I went to Syracuse for 4 years,
okay.
and I was on the best
ever.
ever.
See a 2-3 zone like that?
One of the best ever. No. Well, I've never seen athletes like that, too, because he could have run anything you wanted to.
Right.
But he.
As you mentioned again, with runs both ways that are typical to happen. Joe Young.
Well, I'm not going to say I told you so, but
no, you can't.
Expect many more, because there will be plenty of them in this basketball game. And one reason is the game means too much.
Right.
Nobody's going to give up.
The playoff hopes for Sioux Falls, they may be faint, but when you look at the standings, they're still alive. You're still in it until you're not. And Coach,
point in case, in the last game the Squadron played to begin the fourth quarter, they were behind 91-69. I think it was 22 points.
Right.
And guess what?
And they came back and
missed a shot at the buzzer to win.
That's entertainment, and it's one of the reasons of many, but that's one reason why we do what we do is try to entertain as well. And in this world, the way I look at my responsibility as a broadcaster, whether it's Barron's or college or now the Squadron tonight, is we want to give somebody a chance to get away from all the bad things that are going on in the world. And if Coach and I could put a smile on your face, we've had a good game. There's a foul on the drive.
Well, the main thing, it puts a smile on our face, so we can't hardly help it,
Chalmers, former Kansas star. Chalmers hit that big three-pointer against Memphis with less than 2 seconds left to go. That put Memphis and Kansas into overtime, and then Kansas would eventually give Bill Self a national championship. Chalmers has had some time with the Heat, which is the parent club of Sioux Falls Skyforce.
As I was coming into the gym tonight, I walked in with a guy named Zy Cheatham, number 45 for the Squadron, and I said, Zy, there's nobody in the G League that can guard you when you want to go to the rim, attack. And that's exactly what he just did. That was a great move. But Potter is having himself a ball game as well.
He is. That was Potter on the follow.
Another one of those off-balance shot attempts by Jared Harper, who leads the team in free throws attempted.
Coach, after that follow-up basket by Potter, Ryan Pannone went to the bench and got some size. He brought in Hankins.
Oh, no, that was no question. Of course.
Put palms up.
The other thing I've learned in watching G League basketball this year, nobody ever commits a foul. In their own opinion, no fouls.
Palms up. That's the other side of our T-shirt. Chalmers.
2 minutes in the period. 2 minutes.
He got fouled, so
he got that call on this end of the court. Now, he wasn't down here when the whistle blew, but he got the call right there at the three-point line with his discussions, trying to get the official to understand, okay, you're going to have to call it. So what does he do? He goes and does, boop, gets the call. And it was a foul.
Squadron looking to run. Cheatham with the Euro step. And I think that's offensive goaltending.
I think
Hankins, I think, got a fingernail on that, Coach.
Was it in the cylinder?
Only that replay and slow-mo guy. Let's see, Mike Furker will give us
right here. Let's see if it's in the cylinder.
It's coming out, isn't it?
It was out of the cylinder. Not by much.
No, but and we also have the luxury of slow-mo and replay and an overhead camera. Follow-up basket won't fall. Smart. It was Potter at the end. Did it go off of Potter? No, it was off of Birmingham. Ryan Pannone not happy with that call as we Have exactly 90 seconds before half. And remember, these two teams will play tomorrow as well. Set play works. Now off the hands of Hankins.
Really good look right there by Jared Harper. Just a little bit, we called it a loop pass, and it didn't have enough loop on it. It was too difficult to catch for Zach Hankins.
Approaching the 1 minute mark in the opening half. Coach and I have got stats, we've got highlights. And this game just got even tighter. And a Justin Wright Foreman interview as well. Maybe we'll pick up a little bit of that Long Island Hofstra accent in his sit down.
And Sam Thomas, another 6'7" post player, bombing another three-point shot.
Now that's a fine finish at the end there with shot clock winding down, game clock, we're under a minute. Lead was cut down to 1. And there it is. I was waiting for those 2 points.
If I am the Skyforce, I'd definitely go 2 for 1 here, and that's exactly what they do. If you got 3 shots, you miss one, and okay, I got 2 more, but Chalmers he's not going to miss.
Now, and that was for the tie. I don't want to put pressure on our production crew. I'm just say this out loud, hoping that they got a chance to go to YouTube and maybe get that Chalmers shot, one of him hitting that 3-point shot against Memphis to tie the game a few years back, and then Kansas goes into overtime to beat a heavily favored Memphis Tigers team. We have 10 seconds to shoot for the Skyforce. And Chalmers now with one more 2. That was a 2, and it won't go. For the Sioux Fall Skyforce.
I would predict, just a prediction.
Go ahead.
I'm usually wrong, but I would predict that it'll slow down. The tempo will slow down, or the scoring will slow down.
You don't think this game will end at 142 to 142, which it couldn't, but
I could be wrong.
Petty.
Like I said, I could be wrong.
Bama's John Petty Jr.
But getting a little physical out here.
I don't mind that. I love when the big guys bump. 3-pointer to tie it. You just don't see it a lot, Coach, because the game's not made for low post players.
Well, I tell you what, number 32 right there for the Skyforce, Potter, he's a man. He's one of the more aggressive post players that I've seen in the G League. He goes after every single offensive rebound, and boy, he's a good player.
And you know, Bo Ryan coached him at Wisconsin, so that makes sense. He's got that Wisconsin look, and that, you know, they love to win a game 50 to 48. Winning ugly, they called it. Here's a second chance.
And you said you cannot teach 7 foot,
no.
right?
Nope.
Well, he just demonstrated that 7-foot body of his with that length, with a over-the-back rebound, and was no foul.
Potter keeps this alive. And then Chalmers. Our crew, by the way, we'll get it at some point, but they did find the Chalmers shot that sent Kansas into overtime. And I forgot to mention while I was teeing that one up that freshman Derrick Rose was on the other side for Memphis, missed a couple of crucial free throws down the line. And then Chalmers hit a 3. A couple of seconds left to go. Game went into overtime. And then Kansas
there will be
won.
opportunities this weekend for some more of those memories.
Yes, there will. That's right. That's right. This is a first of back-to-back. Kind of like my sport, baseball, where we now play in minor league, Coach, 6 in a row.
Great hustle.
Same team.
John Petty.
Inside low. The big kick back out. That's Young. Nice feed. Blocked. And a foul.
Remember, I told you nobody's ever committed a foul in the G League.
That's right. And we'll see you.
You send them to
We'll
the
see a
nickel
non-foul.
seats. You send them to the nickel seats. He's faking it.
Yeah.
Nobody will foul.
We're showing you a non-foul. Free throw coming up for Zach Hankins, 7-footer.
I will say this. We laugh about that kind of stuff, but these officials do a good job because I'm serious. There's, like
Did
I
you
told
say that when you were coaching? I
No.
was going to ask coaching.
No.
Yes. Yeah.
Heck no.
Bill Jones he was quite a character with me doing some games, and he hated officials when he was a coach, but when he became a broadcaster, they were his best friends. Like,
Oh, yeah, and I've
got
had
you.
some of those same feelings. Uh-oh.
that's Kyle Guy.
Kyle Guy gets warmed up.
Guy from UVA. He hit a big shot against Auburn a few years ago in the NCAAs. That's going against the Squadron. Hankins picks up the foul. And then Harper was on the Auburn team that Guy beat. So and in fact, they're guarding each other.
And you recall the last shot of the game, there was a foul called, and Virginia. Wow.
Look out below if you
Wow. That's action. Woo.
can. Finish your story on the UVA game. UVA.
Yeah,
Auburn.
there was a foul called at the very end of the game, and that's the way that Virginia won the game.
A 1-on-3 for a moment. Trying the no-look pass. Smart able to recover. And now we'll take a 3-ball. Oh, boy, that's a friendly road bounce.
And there's an old saying in basketball, and I say this out of respect. Know what you're good at,
Okay.
and know what you're not good at. And don't try to do what you're not good at. Just stick with what you're good at. And right there, Javonte Smart is not a great passer, so he tried to make a pass. He got it back in his hands, and what does he do? He said,
Shoot.
I'm going to do what I'm good at.
This is what I do.
I'm going to knock it down.
I do what I do. All right, we're going to take a timeout. I was saying here, beg your pardon.
It
1 point
was an
game.
opportunity for Zai Cheatham to get some blood off of his face. He took a pretty good lick in that exchange down here, trying to block the shot. And he did block the shot.
Squadron by 1 in possession. Petty and Harper. Petty for 3. Got it.
He has begun to feel comfortable for about 2 months in the league. He had some wrist surgery early in late in the summer, and never really got comfortable. But he's starting to feel comfortable again. As there's another one of those backdoor cuts that you just witnessed for an easy basket.
Harper from Regents Field. I mean, that is a bomb. That's Guy. Fearless on the drive. Kyle Guy, only 6'1", $170 or $165 rather, and not afraid.
Kyle Guy, 6 of 10 from the three-point line in his last game against the Iowa team.
Joe Young with a 3-ball. And that goes in, no foul.
Javonte Smart with another 3-ball. That is not his greatest strength, I can assure you.
Chance to tie the game for the Skyforce, trail by 3.
Good
Mulder had a
defense.
good half.
John Petty, just stop and dribble penetration right there. That's tough.
This is for a tie game. 87 apiece. We're at the end of the game, were we?
I am
Not even halfway through.
dead dog wrong.
On what? On the 109, the Buck 09?
With the Buck 09, yes.
Well, you still could be. It's just going to be extended a little bit longer. Hankins trying to close out. It was Hankins who actually took a pretty big spill on the other end. There's a 3 ball. Got it. Joe Young.
One of my most favorite players on the Birmingham Squadron team. You don't know if he's scoring 30 or if he's scoring 2. He's got the same demeanor most of the time, and all of a sudden, they're back at it. Kurt, this is crazy.
I like those guys who don't show that that are able to win the mental game. I don't know if you're up 5, down 5. Not easy. Here's Guy for the home run. Hankins really doing a nice job hustling coach on both ends. Little lob piece. Dunk. You later, Zy Cheatham.
I call him the motor man. He has got a high motor. He will let you know. You talk about Joe Young. You like those guys?
Yeah.
I like this guy too because he wears it on his sleeves. He's a little bit different now.
Yeah. Well, you get older and you get a little bit more mature. You know, you kind of taper that a little bit. Follow-up basket by Thompson.
Another offensive rebound by the Skyforce for an easy putback, keeping them attached.
Oh, Harper attacked the rim, just couldn't finish. Third quarter and under 5 minutes remaining here. Legacy Arena. Smart off the curl, gives it up. UVA's Guy. Now Thompson from long range.
Well, what a beautiful pass, though. Off a baseline dribble penetration through about 3 defenders. Wide open look.
Squadron trying to find the open man. That was a hot hand for Wright Foreman in that first half. Chance for the visitors to take the lead. And as Coach Rick Moody pointed out, they just about have to run the table to get to the playoffs. Follow-up dunk.
And believe me, they know exactly what their situation is, as does the Squadron.
Squadron came in at G League 500.
Well, you can't give him that much time
Wow,
to load
Javante.
and shoot. Guys, you got to get a closeout.
There was no closing out except the ball going through the cylinder for Javante Smart. Joe Young trying to answer.
No score. A score here, and the Squadron might need to take a timeout.
You mentioned the game of runs, and down 10 to up, bang, from outside again. And they're using the 3 ball here in this third quarter. Skyforce, they have opened up an 8-point lead. Baseline, no. Guy. Good defense by the Squadron.
Had to have a stop.
Hamas got his hands on it. Ball fake Hamas. Look at that follow through. Isn't that beautiful?
Now you might notice that the previous trip down the floor, he missed one. He has no conscience. He has a very short memory. He forgot about that one, and he knocks one down, a big one. Big.
been a big third quarter for the Skyforce. That's an off-balance three. Really didn't have a chance.
Boy, you're talking about Justin Wright Foreman battling number 50 down there. Big post player, Campbell.
They're going offensive on that.
You're 6'1". You see a 6'8", 240-pounder coming at you, and you got two choices. You can bail out or you can take the hit. Guy takes the hit.
I would choose the bailout myself.
I'm not so sure.
I'm not built.
Wow.
Smart with a nice finish.
So the Squadron right now playing what we call small ball. They've got actually 5 guards on the court.
Coming up on a minute remaining in the third quarter. Sioux Falls up by 7 and now in possession. Second chance put back up and in. Martin Crumple. Just prior to that, I don't know if our camera caught it, but came real close to a moving screen.
Yeah,
You saw that, Coach?
I saw it exactly. Okay, the Squadron really desperate for a stop right here. 3 ball would really put you with your back to the wall going into the fourth quarter.
It's Brandon Knight on the finish. Now a 9-point lead. And Harper and the Squadron are going to play for one final shot in this quarter. Swing.
Chance points to only 6. There's your difference in the basketball game.
We mentioned offensive rebounds when we got our halftime stats. So follow-up, second and third chance points right now. The friend of Sioux Falls. Here's Crumple, who got loose for a dunk.
The Squadron going to have to turn the intensity level up. They're going to have to get the ball to the basket. They not depend on, especially, well, they've got the small light up in right now, so there's no Zach Hankins. But in and out right there by Justin Foreman.
Hankins is going to check in, and he encourages his teammates to get a stop, and instead of a stop, it's a pop and a 3 for Mulder. Michael Mulder, also out of Kentucky.
Well, no one is surprised when you see a run, and we said you would see several. If you recall, we said there'll be.
Yeah, we did, Coach. Well, I love that. Moody's magic number there, $109. But you know something? I mean, if Sioux Falls wins this game, then Coach was right.
That's exactly
correct. He didn't say who. He just said.
Thank you, Kurt. Whoever gets there first
109.
has a great chance to win the game. And right now, it's looking good for the Skyforce.
It is. They're about 11 minutes away, a little bit less than that. And if Birmingham Squadron doesn't get those offensive boards and second and third chance points, and Sioux Falls is going to come into Birmingham, take the opener of this 2-game series. That's a good finish by Harper.
2 consecutive, one getting to the free throw line and knocking a free throw down. 4 straight points for Jared Harper, as he normally does when you need a basket.
Crumple got fouled. Fouls on Hankins.
It is right there. A little bump with the body. Got your hands up, but you got him with the lower body.
See the score right there. 14-point lead opened up here by
I've seen
Sioux
just
Falls.
about, I've seen every team in the Western Conference play. I've not seen a lot of the Eastern Conference games. But there's one thing that I've noticed about G League basketball. There are no bad teams. Very few bad players. Most of them were the very best on their college basketball teams that have been to the NCAA tournament and won Final Fours.
Some have even had a taste of the NBA. Chalmers been in the NBA with Miami. Harper with the Knicks earlier.
Guy,
Can shoot it.
part of the UVA national championship team.
Good
Inside,
idea.
that's where the Squadron had success early, Coach, but they haven't gone inside enough, and looks like we got a technical. It's on Hankins. Hankins, I've noticed whether he's on or off the court, is very vocal.
He is very
much
vocal.
into the game and animated.
Another one of those high motor guys, and this time he spoke his mind, and it was not appreciated. And the Squadron get away with the technical foul, but I'm not sure that
He wanted a
he
foul.
wanted a foul.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yep. And
I'm not sure it was one. He was hands straight up.
you taught me earlier there are no fouls in the G League.
That's exactly right.
Mulder gets stripped.
Can you believe the way that this game started out, and then the Squadron went on a big-time run, took a 14-point lead. I believe that was the largest lead at that time. And now a
16-point deficit and counting. Yeah, 115, 3 and 15, 18 make it now.
18. Yep.
That's a huge turnaround.
It's going to be a monumental effort to get back in the game, but I would not be shocked.
Harper wants 2. Instead, he'll get a shot at the free throw line.
Foul on the sixth guy, that's his second team foul. Squadron substitution, Joe Young in for Jordan Swing.
Nice job of coming off the bench. Jordan Swing made a significant contribution tonight. 4 of 7 field goals, 2 of 4 3-point shots.
Double digits.
10 points.
Double digits in his first home game.
Congratulations, Jordan Swing. And that's one thing Coach Pannone does when you get on this team. You don't come to sit, you come to play. And all these guys know that. And if you can do that, guess what you get? You get more intense practices because they all know they're competing.
Right. Hankins wanted it down low, now gets it on the block. Check the low post moves of Hankins. Instead, he throws it right into the arms of Guy.
Remember we said know what you're good at and know what you're not good at.
Mulder, Celtics. There's one of the game later on tonight in the G League. James. Bucket for Squadron.
Well, you recall we said that they had played one previous time this year, and in the fourth quarter, the Skyforce outscored the Squadron by 18. And so right now the Squadron are being challenged, and I expect them to respond. They always do.
One guy we haven't seen for the Skyforce is Trey Morning, son of Alonzo Morning. Trey played at Georgetown.
He did not play in the last game either, so apparently there's some kind of injury situation with Jordan Harper. Right there, Jared Harper almost getting the block, but Thompson going to the free throw line with 1 free throw and 2 points.
19-point differential. That's a lot to make up. 8 minutes, a little bit more than 8 minutes to go. There's a little bit more wiggle room for the Squadron than there is for the Skyforce, Coach. You had talked about that. Skyforce basically dug themselves a hole where they got to run the table. Squadron, you figured they had to win 4 out of 6. This is not a good way to get started if they don't come back here tonight. And again, these two teams will play here tomorrow.
The bottom line is, if you're going to go 4-2,
Yeah.
you need to win your home
Home games, yeah.
Because those 2 games on the road are going to be very, because those 2 teams, too, are also still in the hunt with their backs to the wall.
Right, Foreman with the dish. Now, this game turned in that third quarter, and part of the stats that helped this thing turn was the offensive rebounding by the Skyforce. They continue to hit the boards, and you notice on that last time, just 1 shot for the Squadron. James, 1, comes out, and it goes to the Skyforce.
Well, the Squadron not noted for being a great offensive rebounding basketball team, whereas the Skyforce is. They're 3rd in the league, as a matter of fact, with offensive rebounding.
Well, the reputation of hitting threes, and we showed the stat early in the game, was for the Squadron, but raining threes for Michael Mulder. He's 5 for 10 from distance, and he now has 27 points. Finished by Guy. And a significant lead. Well, Coach, I'll tell you what, still got time to go. You got another game against these guys tomorrow. You always want to finish strong, get that last 4 minutes in there and try to dominate a team. But in this case, Skyforce says, no, we're going with 3.
Well, they have played extremely well, been very efficient on the offensive end, and when they weren't efficient, they got the offensive rebound put back.
They are shooting 55% in this game. Off the glass.
If you're going to make a run, now's the time. No question. But you cannot make a run without getting defensive stops, and that includes getting defensive rebounds.
We were in the first half, second quarter, Coach, and we were talking about Birmingham was shooting 60% from the floor, and that has come down to 43% from the floor. And now the Skyforce just running up and down the court with no answer. And a dunk. That's an answer.
But give Zach Hankins credit for his transition defense on that last play down here. 7'1", I mean, running, sprinting through the play. Great effort.
From distance again, Mulder. The shooting night for Harper, unless you're Mulder and you're saying, I could do a little bit better than that.
Well, Jared Harper's had his day too, and so has Joe Young and so many of these guys out here. But let me just throw you one number out real quick, and it is 59-37. That is the score in the second half right now, 59-37 in favor of the Skyforce.
A big third quarter, and they're continuing with a big fourth quarter. We talked about Coach Rick Moody's keys to the game, and like Nostradamus, I mean, he talked about first team to 109, talked about rebounds, talked about all the things you need to do.
Points in the paint.
Points in the paint was big, and everything that Coach talked about, really, it's almost as if we didn't have to play this game, or at least broadcast it, Coach. We just here's Coach Moody, and then just roll it out.
Exactly what you observe both team, and you know you have plenty of data right now to kind of formulate in your mind what this team has to do and what this team has to do, and obviously the Skyforce tonight have really We said, do what you do well.
Yeah.
They've done what they do well. They've hit them boards, and they've got the ball to the basket.
They have a chance at 150 points. I mean, they're at 130 and counting with lots of time left. Here's Guy. And it's their shooting percentage, which is just off the chain right now. Guy's had a pretty good night, too. Well, nothing wrong with the way he's played. 5 for 8.
Skyforce shooting 55%, but we talked about the Skyforce early. Nice pass right there by Riley LaChance to Zy Cheatham. Throws it down, but we talked about the
baseline.
How would you like to be shooting 55%
Yeah, and trailing at that point. Yeah.
for the game and 43%, and you're losing?
And we were at half, we were tied, and both teams are in the 50 to 60 range. It has just been a very hot shooting night, both clubs. And by the way, we'll also put a little disclaimer in there. We know you watch it on My 68, and we appreciate that. We hope that everybody, Coach and I have been huddled inside the Legacy Arena, and there was some inclement weather right around tip, and hope everybody is safe and okay and did their diligence. And hopefully you'll join the G League's rematch. We need stops. And was there a magic number of stops?
Well, I don't think there was a magic number of stops. I really don't remember that. But I do know this. It was a very intense huddle about getting a dang stop. You have to.
There's a team I broadcast for in and around the area, and they want is 3 stops.
Oh, my.
Fouling.
Oh, my.
Foul on the Squadron, and with Birmingham making a run, that's a critical call.
Ryan Pannone, one of the oh my. That could have been a challenge.
Squadron stating their case.
That's a 3-point shot.
That's only one free throw.
3-point free throw.
There's something about that I like. I'm not sure what.
I'm going to tell you in just a second.
Well, I think it is the speed of the game, and that's what they told me about. Yeah, man, you don't have 3-hour games, and especially at the end of a game, fouling and.
And that's another part about the G League.
Yeah, that's right.
It's a branch of the NBA, and they are constantly trying to find upgrades for the fans, and it's a very good rule. I like it personally.
When you explain it to somebody, you look at them and they'll look back at you like you have 3 heads. And then you do the game and you wonder, let's look at Mulder. Mulder is like smolder. And I mean, he's a fire that can't be put out. It's something that I've decided within this game alone that I kind of swing towards liking that rule there. One, I don't want to see a bad free throw shooter just clank 3 straight times, finish by Potter, and that is really an exclamation point. 140
exactly.
now. 140 to 121. Squadron had a mini run. There's 3 back.
That's a really big shot for Hamas, because it's not about tonight now, it's about tomorrow night, and to come in having made a big shot, a nice 3-point shot is big. There's just so many games.
And one thing about tonight, you don't have to worry about finding tape. You've got tape and a scouting report on what you just saw 24 hours ago, and then both coaches will go back. Now, their conferences, Coach, Conference USA, they play, I think, a 2-game series now.
Uh-huh.
And coaches are not, they think it's too quick of a turnaround in the college game, okay?
Well, most upsets
happen? What?
happen in the quick turnaround
Right.
games.
Okay.
For example, in the NCAA tournament this year, you've got the round of 64, and then most of the upsets come in that next game where you have little time. Well, we said before this game that the Squadron were in decent shape and the Force had their backs completely against the wall. The Force got theirs, and now guess who's back? Gets to the wall is the Birmingham Squadron. No question.
Yeah, they've got to get back to 500 and win tomorrow because they're sitting on that 6th slot right now. Ryan Pannone will go on the scouting report. There's the men in blue right behind him. It's us tonight. And boy, that's too bad that our production crew did get a shot of our shoes. Well, who would have thought that? Under a minute remaining. 2 blue shoes, guys.
Well, the problem is if they'd got a shot of my shoes, they'd see. Never mind.
Yeah, I know where you're going, but it's
mine are blue suede shoes. Okay.
Style, Elvis. 30 seconds to go in the game. Javonte Smart not done scoring. Petty for 3. That third quarter turned it around for the Skyforce. And if you look at a stat, Coach was talking about it a lot, offensive rebounding, as the Skyforce did a great job on the boards, and that will close it out. And as the players are coming,